everyone, my name is Tiffany and this is my channel, Who's Your Handmade. Thank you so much for stopping by today. In today's video, it's another episode of #Friday Sews. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you're already a friend of mine, welcome back. Thank you so much for returning and thank you for your friendship above all. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. This is a #Friday Sews video. It is so good to chat with you all here on a Thursday evening. I know I've been kind of hit and miss with my videos here in January and early February. I will talk about that in the live portion, but please know that I do cherish this time that I get to chat with you, get to come up into my sewing room, be around my wonderful sewing items, and just chat with you on a Friday Sews. So let me know down below in the comment section what you're working on. I love to hear about your projects. What do you have coming up? What's on your cutting table? I love chatting with you down below in the comment section. So I have been up in my sewing room a little bit. I will be completely honest with you guys, completely transparent. My sojo, actually since Christmas, is just really, it's been really hard to get it started and to have the motivation to come up here in my sewing room and do projects. I'm not really inspired by a whole lot. And that's life, you know, inspiration comes and goes. We have ups and we have downs. I'm hoping that I am sliding out of this and hopefully I'll get my sojo back in full force and be able to work on some stuff. Let me know if you're dealing with some of this as well. I saw a post on Instagram. I think it was by the Little Green Bean. She has a really great Instagram account. I will try to link her down below. Super talented sewist. She does all kinds of craft sewing, quilt sewing, paper pieced sewing. She's just very, very smart. But she had a post recently on there about seasonal depression and how she just wasn't feeling inspiration to do anything, and that really spoke to me, honestly. Her honesty and vulnerability on that post really spoke to me as well, and I gotta say that I am dealing with some of that. Now, life is crazy, and that's a whole separate topic that I'll talk about in the live section, but I want to re-spark my inspiration. I really want to find my joy again up here in my sewing room. So let me know down below what you do to re-spark your sewing inspiration. Do you play in your stash, or do you look through Instagram for inspiration? What do you do? What do you do to restart that spark? Okay, so what have I been sewing? I did work on one project over the weekend. This was honestly kind of like a need. My husband and I, we spend long days at work and we obviously take our lunch, heat up leftovers or a bowl of soup or something, and we have really been wanting to try bowl cozies at work, especially carrying that hot bowl of leftovers or soup back to your desk from the break room, or the place where you warm up your food. Sometimes that is inconvenient and uncomfortable. So I went back to this pattern. This is a simplicity pattern. Talked about this one a lot around Christmas time. I did a prototype, and I'm going to show you that one in just a second, but I had cut out a bunch of these for Christmas and just did not get around to them. But I went back to this pattern for this weekend. This is Simplicity 9733. It's just a whole bunch of bowl cozies, plate cozies, casserole dish cozies. So all different kinds of sizes here. These are the line drawings. Man, you have so many options. So I did my prototype using this big bowl cozy here, and we decided that was too big. I'll show you. This was my first prototype, and we decided that it was too big for work, too big for like a soup bowl or a leftover like Pyrex container. So this one was too big. Still, I enjoyed making it. It was a pretty easy make, so I'll still use this one here at home. But I did take the time to sew up two for Josh and I. So I made the smaller size. So I made a view D here on the back. So E is the large one and D is more of like your standard like cereal bowl or soup bowl, that kind of size. So that's the one that I went for this time. Again, they sew up the same, very easy and simple. This is Josh's. He did not want A girly one. That was his only request. He said, I would love to have one of these for the office, but please do not make it look too girly. So I took his request to heart, and I found some manly fabric back at Christmas time. This was all from Joann's. So this is some camping themed fabric there. You can see more manly, got a camper on there, and then just rounds of wood, again another cotton fabric from Joann's there. So this is Josh's bowl cozy, and then I don't care if it looks girly or even food themed. So I made this one for myself for work. Just a fun, easy project. I was able to set up my sewing machine, and I could just feel a peace come over myself, like sitting here sewing these. This is right. This is doing something that's good for my mental health, and I really did have a good time. So it's kind of helping to re-spark that inspiration. A couple other strategies that I want to use here in the coming weekend is to sew something for Addie. I love sewing for her. That is where a lot of my joy of sewing comes from, and I want to just sew something easy and quick and something that's going to restart my motivation. I also have a couple things that I need to sew here at the end of February that I want to keep for myself goal-wise, so that will be what I'm focusing in on here in the last week of February. February has went by fast to me. Anyway, it seems like it goes really fast. After the 1,000-day month of January, February seems to fly by. So we'll be looking forward to March, hopefully looking forward to some spring weather. We had snow again this week here in southern Indiana, so winter is still hanging on, but I am ready to tiptoe towards spring, thinking about spring makes and what I want to sew for Addie and I for spring. Before I move on, I did want to show you in comparison how big the bowl cozy is from the two sizes. So this is a comparison of the two bowl cozies beside each other. So if you pick up this pattern, these are the two sizes. Quite a big size difference. I would really say that this one is definitely more of like a serving bowl, and this one is your soup or your cereal bowl or whatever you want to use it for. So there's just a size comparison. And that's what I have been sewing up here in my sewing room. Not a lot, but like I said, hopefully more to come. As far as life goes, life has been very, very busy. Here at the beginning of the year, work has been a lot more busy, a lot more stress on us, and then sickness. My goodness, the sickness just keeps circling back around. I've had some kind of sinus congestion thing going on for like a month and a half. My kiddo has had a fever this week, so it just seems like I can't catch a break. And in all that, I've been kind of missing in action here on YouTube. I am sorry about that. If you are, following my schedule and you know that I usually post every Tuesday and Friday, I have skipped out on some, and I'm sorry about that. Right now, work-life balance is just kind of overtaking my sewing, so I haven't had a lot to share with you. Today's video is going to be kind of short as well. Hopefully I'll have more to share with you next week. I did have a video on Tuesday about Joann's. I'm sure we've all been following along with the Joann's turmoil. More to come on Joann's this weekend, so be watching the news. They were going to have the auction for the business this weekend, I believe, and the Gordon Brothers group was the highest bid. It has been the highest bid, and we'll see if they end up buying it or if somebody else comes in and makes a higher offer. Hopefully the Joann's that were not listed to go out of business remain in business. I really hope they do. Tuesday's video was really great to chat with you guys. Your comments were great. I really enjoyed connecting with you guys over this big kind of hot topic to see, if your Joann's was closing or get your opinion on things. It was really great. So if you didn't watch that video, if you haven't caught it yet, I'll link it down below for you, and we will just stay tuned for more Joann's news coming up here. I think that's going to do it for this #Friday Sews. Sorry it was so short and sweet. Hopefully I will have more sewing to share with you next week. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.